Hello and welcome to Servant Leadership in 5 minutes. Today we'll be talking about servant leadership and taking a look at the 10 tenets of servant leadership. Let's start off with the very first one. The very first one is listening. Listening is all about being able to actively listen, observing nonverbal cues, not relying on the words, remembering the 55-38-7 when you communicate with an individual in a face-to-face setting. 7% of the communication is largely the words, but body language and tone of voice account for a massive 93%. So a servant leader actively listens, watches out for those nonverbal cues. An active listener supports the speaker. There are two responses to a speaker. One is called a shift response, the other is called a support response. The servant leader gives the speaker a supportive response. Let's talk about the second quality. Second quality of a servant leader is empathy, feeling the emotions of others, being able to put oneself into their world and understanding where they are coming from. If they feel pain, the servant leader feels pain. If they feel happiness and they're celebrating, the servant leader understands those emotions and feels them. The third one is healing. Healing is caring about the personal well being of one's followers, understanding that we should create a space for them to feel better, to come into work, and to be able to focus on what they need to get done, caring about their well being. The next is awareness. This is all about emotional intelligence, being aware of one's emotions as well as the emotions of others, and being able to harness one's emotions and influence the emotions of others, knowing when to push and when to back off, being tuned to the environment. The next one is persuasion. Persuasion is all about influence, using influence as a skill as opposed to a carrot and sticks mentality. A servant leader understands how to harness influence and lead others to change for the better. Next is conceptualization. This is all about vision, being able to cast vision for the future with goals and direction. The next quality is foresight, predicting the future based on the past and the present. The next one is stewardship. Stewardship is all about care for the people one works with and resources that one is leading. Next is commitment to growth, committed to the growth of others, not just for the sake of project success, but really because one deeply cares about those individuals and wants them to function to their best, to their utmost potential. Last but not least, we have building community. This is all about providing a sense of belonging and safety. Now, open up your Agile Practice Guide to page 33 forward. You'll see a lot more information in here about servant leadership. But for your exam, if you are taking the PMP exam, do remember this one thing. When we talk about Agile, servant leadership goes hand in hand. The idea about being committed to growth is similar to the idea about mentoring, coaching, and training that we often talk about in Agile. The concept of healing is all about that safe space that we create, an environment of trust. The concept of building community espouses the idea of business people and developers working together daily and face-to-face communication. Understanding that also maps back to listening, actively listening, listening to what is not spoken, but what is seen by nonverbal cues. I hope this gives you some better context for servant leadership. I wish you all the very best on your exam. Don't forget, if you are a PMP, check out projectleadershipinstitute.com, where we train, coach, and equip PMPs to be the best project manager after the exam. Take care. Bye for now.